Welcome back to the 5-Minute Youth Ministry Coach. Short, practical insights to help you lead students with wisdom and purpose. This is episode 2 of our Successful Small Group series. We're going to be rolling these out the entire semester. It'd be a great thing for you to listen to even as you drive to church to work in your small group each week. Today, we're going to talk about the 70-30 rule. This is something that I've found is really helpful to keep in mind as a small group leader. It's a simple but powerful principle that can help transform how you lead a discussion. If you've ever wondered, am I talking too much? Then this is definitely the one for you. So the 70-30 rule is very simple. Your goal is for students to talk 70% of the time, you to talk 30% of the time. You're not there to re-preach the sermon. The students just sat through a sermon. They don't need another one. You're there to help guide them and help them process it. Remember, I just said they just sat through a message, and I've walked around and I've observed, and I've been guilty in small groups of preaching another message in small groups. But they've just sat and listened for 20, 30, 40 minutes to somebody else talking. You need to let them do the talking. So your goal is to guide the conversation as they do the processing. So think of yourself as the shepherd. You're gently leading the group by guiding, not by dominating. And I understand you may be like, well, I have 6th grade boys. They need a lot of guiding. And you're right. Or you might have a group of super shy, quiet girls, and you have to talk more than 70% or 30%. I get it. I understand it. We're talking about ideals. You want to lead them, though, not lecture them, but you also don't want to disappear and let the conversation go anywhere. You're a shepherd, but sometimes it feels like you're not shepherding sheep, you're shepherding cats, and they're just going all kinds of different directions. And so one of your jobs is to lovingly help bring the conversation back onto the subject and topic of the night. It doesn't always have to be right along with the questions that you're given, but there needs to be spiritual processing. There needs to be biblical discussions happening or wrestling with true life events, not just talking about what people ate or who's dating whom. So lead, don't lecture, but don't disappear either. You don't want to keep taking over the conversation with your own commentary and personal stories, but you also don't want to be a wallflower and just let them run rampant with whatever they want to talk about. Your job is to create the kind of space where truth can land and students can feel safe sharing. And so, again, part of the reason you're listening is because you want to listen deeply. You want to listen to what's being said and who's saying it. So what are your students saying when they're responding? You want to listen so that you can affirm, challenge, or clarify it. And this is a real challenge for me. I want to make sure that I'm listening to hear what they say, not loading up my next point as they're talking. And I've had this happen where I have really missed the heart of what somebody says because I'm saying, and I'm thinking about my next point. So you want to listen. Pauses after they talk are okay because you're processing and they're processing. So you want to listen to what kids are saying, but also who is talking. Is it always the same voices? Are the quiet students getting passed over all the time? Your ears help you pastor the group, help you pastor it and shepherd it, not just monitor it for bad talk or bad behavior. If you really want to get students talking right away, a couple of questions that I love to start with. What stood out to you the most from this message? Or what's one thing that challenged or encouraged you that you heard tonight? When you do this, you're opening the door for them to process, and they're not able to just give pat Jesus answers that they think you want to hear. So remember, you don't need to be the smartest voice in the room. You just need to create a space for their voices. You're going to have times where it doesn't work out 70-30, but you always want to go back to that role. I want to hear how the students are hearing, receiving, and processing the message. And to do that, I have to close my mouth more and let them talk more. So talk enough to lead, stay quiet enough to let students think, wrestle, and respond. Remember, it's a conversation, not another classroom. That's all for today. That's plenty to process as you head to your next awesome small group. I'm Jay Holland, and this has been your 5-minute youth ministry coach, birthed out of Covenant Fellowship Baptist Church. We are doing this stuff every week. We are processing, we're putting out episodes as we come across things that are challenging to us that we need to get better at. Remember, in addition to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, you can find each of these episodes at www.youthministry.coach, where you'll also find them in blog form if you prefer reading over listening. So you have no excuse not to absorb this content. You can watch it, you can listen to it, or you can read it. And if you do that, please share it with somebody else that needs it as well. Have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you soon.